everybody. Welcome to Tadaima, Terrace House Podcast, your weekly companion to your favorite show on Netflix. I am Robert Scarpanito, and I am joined here by Daily Wilhelm.
Konbanwa.
Jack Cepeda.
Irashaimase.
And Colin Sparling.
Hello, everybody. Hey.
Today we're talking about the Lost Tapes. I think this is our third or fourth Lost Tapes episode. I haven't been keeping track. But we're looking at the ones that have been translated by Costco subs from weeks 38 to 41 of Opening New Doors. That gives us 5 whole Lost Tapes episodes to cover today. If you want to take a look at them for yourself, you'll find links in the description below. And go ahead, put this on pause, watch them, absorb them, love them, hate them, whatever, and come back. And hi, welcome back.
That was fast.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's the power of pausing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say we'll just start kicking off with the first one. This is week 38. This clip is called My Brother, and it focuses on Kaito mostly. So to kind of give you context, this happens during week 38, the goal getter and the goalless. And in this episode, that's when Ayo and Risako first joined the house, and Kaito celebrates his 21st birthday. I think that's the one where he dabs twice.
That's very important. Yes.
It is,
He dabs on his birthday.
Crucial.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was just a really intense sneeze, but...
No.
Let me ask you, is this his brother? Is that why this is called this?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So he meets up with a guy named Masato Yukawa. I did a little bit of digging because, full disclosure, none of us have seen Boys and Girls Next Door, but he is an OG Boys and Girls Next Door member. He was the 4th person to ever walk onto Terrace House.
Oh.
So this, okay, yeah, because I was under the impression that he seriously was his brother.
I mean, he's one of those, remember Kaito, I think it was around when he came on, he was like, I'm childhood friends with Guy Sato, and this other guy named Masato. Okay, that's a very confusing sentence.
Whoa.
But you know what I mean? Like, he was saying he was childhood friends with 2 people who've already been on Terrace House. Guy Sato, who we know from Aloha State, and Masato Yukawa from BGND.
I was ready to believe that they were actually related because they both had and I know this isn't like a genetic thing that you inherit, but they both had like the frosted tip blonde thing going on.
Oh,
They
you
totally
had
had
to bring
similar
this
hair
up.
going
You
on,
had
yep.
to bring this up, didn't you? Okay,
had
so
to.
fine. This was the haircut, guys. This is what my hair looked like in high school.
Really?
I had the bowl
Boy.
cut. I had the bowl cut center part, but just the front, the bangs weren't frosted. They were more like platinum Cisco blonde. Kind of.
That sounds like frosted to me.
I mean, but it was the whole hair, like to root to tip, basically, and it was just the front. It was the dumbest shit. And then I had blue contacts too. It was ridiculous, but it was the whole center part undercut.
Wait.
Yeah.
Blue contacts.
Yeah,
gonna
I had
skip over
colored
that.
contacts. Yep,
Excuse me?
I totally did.
Contacts? Was
Yeah.
that big of a thing?
Well, I was playing football, and then the guy was like, the optometrist was like, "Hey, do you want colors?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll take some." So it was really.
You don't
just that.
offer that. He was very irresponsible to offer someone that.
He totally offered it. I was like, "Yeah, that's cool. What
Hey,
colors
you want to
can
look
I
like
do?"
a weirdo? Like
Yeah.
that's
But look
essentially
at-
what he was offering you.
Look at K-pop now. It's all like it's required now in K-pop. You can't have brown eyes anymore as an Asian.
Are you
model.
calling all K-pop artists weirdos? Daily? Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
actually.
Yeah.
But I love
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
I love K-pop. Don't hate me. I love K-pop.
Unpopular opinion. No. I mean, I think it definitely is in line today, but the combination of that with the hair, I gotta say, is gonna
I'm telling
be.
you, it was a look. I'm not proud of it. I'm just saying when I saw that guy sitting across from Kaito on the couch, I was like, fuck, I can't even hate what this guy's doing with this look.
I,
like,
you or
I
me.
did this.
I
Yeah.
was you.
I was you one day. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to give the guy the respect he deserves, I know from scouring the Terrace House subreddit, he's one of those beloved members from Boys and Girls Next Door that everyone still talks about. Everyone affectionately calls him Makun. Unfortunately, we don't have the context to understand it, but I can pretend that we do.
Will they ever bring it to international Netflix in an official capacity? Why are they delaying?
I think it's a rights thing because that was before they were under Netflix, right? So
Fuji TV.
I'm guessing Fuji TV has it under their wing and they have it under contract for a good long while.
And I can hear the keyboards clicking away right now, so I appreciate everyone that's going to send us a comment like, hey, here's a link to watch it all. But like I'm just wondering why it's not official on Netflix. And if it was on Netflix, it'd be just so much easier for everyone to look at it, right? Not just the most hardcore of hardcore Terrace House fans.
Right, and so the thing is, and kind of like full disclosure here, like it's a big reason why we're hesitant to cover it ourselves, right? Because like we want you guys to have easy access to a lot of this content.
Yeah.
So,
but one day maybe. I'm never say never.
Yeah. I did kind of like Masato's vibe though. He seems very chill. Like the way he looks aside, he seems like a chill dude, and he seems like he's definitely interested in Kaito's whole, shtick. They come off as very much like childhood friends catching up.
He's a business owner. He's an entrepreneur.
Yeah, he's a watchman.
Yeah.
But who watches him?
Okay, first of all, stop. Second of all, did you guys peep those like triangle watch faces? Like,
I was just gonna say that, like, because I was like, is Kaito about to rock a triangular faced watch right now?
That's what I thought
what's happening?
He was gonna give him. Which
it totally does not get on with his look if that's what was about to happen.
But I liked like the antique looking, just very simple watches. Like,
yeah, I was a fan. Those were nice watches. I love the part, like the subtle note where Kaito thought he broke the fucking stand.
Oh, that was funny. That was so Kaito of him to do. He's like, whoops.
He's like, oh.
Yeah.
he looked up into a camera in that moment too, because those first couple episodes of him just constantly like finding the camera and looking dead center, that was my favorite part of like his entire time on Opening New Doors, was just him like looking directly into your soul for a second.
It was good shit.
I feel like there was quite a few meetings with the producers like off camera where they're like, okay, Kaito, stop looking at the fucking camera.
You can't keep doing this, Kaito. We need the shots of you.
So while we're talking about watches real quick though, I mean, you've got the phones that are folding in half now. You're gonna have bendable. You already have bendable OLED displays. It's only gonna be a matter of time before a watch is just basically a screen, like all screen that just wraps around your wrist. Like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Super thin, super light.
But to bring it back to the scene, so there isn't too much meat here. Kaito just gives Masato an update of what's happening with him in the house, and now this is like old news, right? Kaito, I think this is him still talking about Yui, because this is back when he was mostly, seeing how things are with Yui.
Right.
The thing for me that stood out with this Kaito talk is he gave a reason as to why he and his last girlfriend broke up. And I found it real weird because he said, yeah, we were both like, I was too busy to have a girlfriend. She was busy too. She had a part-time job.
She wasn't even going to school or something. Like, yeah, no. I mean, he's just got his head in the clouds. He's got his head is on his mind is on other things.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a skater boy.
Yeah, he strikes me as the kind of person that's like, oh man, I could never do that. I'm just too busy. And it's like, for 5 hours, you were watching 13 Reasons Why. It's like, yeah, man, busy.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a part-time job, it's hard to have time for anything else.
No time.
I think we all know people like that too.
That's an interesting. No, go ahead, Colin.
No, I was just gonna say, it's one of those things where like, depending on your schedule, it just like ebbs and flows. Like me personally, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm definitely busy, but then I have like this certain amount of downtime. But then I'll also be busy this next time. I don't know. It's just a really weird thing because my schedule is really weird personally. So it's like it's really a matter of just how you're spending your quote unquote busy time, right?
Yeah. I mean, bottom line is people are going to do what's a priority for them. Obviously they weren't a priority for each other, so they weren't going to hang out very often.
Right. That's just a way better way of putting it. Yep.
Yeah. That's the thing though about the priority. It's interesting then that.
Did you die?
Guys, there's a bird out my window and my cats are flipping out.
I just heard a big thunk. Like, what the hell?
Mango just threw himself at the desk. And did not make it.
Oh, he fell. So it was a cat fail. Oh, that's awesome. Well, keep going. You were saying.
Yeah, we're keeping this in.
Yeah.
Observe that there's a bird out the window.
There's nothing you can do. You got a BB gun or something?
You just gotta observe them.
Oh.
This is the joy of Seattle life.
Mako's
There are
flipping
birds
out.
here.
Anyway.
So you were saying. Yeah, continue, please.
Okay, I'll give myself.
Nope. Go.
Pause.
That big
Go.
stuff. No, we're rolling.
Oh, we're keeping it. We're keeping the
Yeah,
bird.
we're rolling.
Yes,
Keep going.
we are. Keep going, Daly.
So it's interesting to me that there's a bird out my window, but also that Kaito was then okay with putting that priority on Maya and allowing it's like, hey, we're both really busy with the things that we want to do in life. Let's revisit this when we're not so busy and when we're preferably in the same country, because he was definitely focused on getting abroad.
Right.
Abroad or abroad?
I knew Robert was going to do that. You couldn't resist.
That is the choice that he made. He had the choice between abroad and abroad.
Abroad,
Robert, low-hanging fruit, Scarpanito.
That's what I do.
There it is.
No, but yeah, I think that's a little gray for me, because it's clear that they care about each other. They're just not. They're definitely in different points in their lives. So I think it was mature that they did that, but whether or not each other are either of their priorities is up in the air to me.
I hate to be a pessimist, but I say there's like pretty much zero hope.
Well, on some recent Instagram posts that have been posted on the Terrace House subreddit, it's looking like Maya's getting a little buddy with one of Shion's model friends.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait, yep, you're right. I did see that post.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I mean,
and we're gonna talk about Maya a little bit more in this episode too. So maybe I'll reserve my conversations for that.
Yeah, like I think this scene with Kaito just kind of reframed him for me, and that I'm curious as to what he looks for in a partner, because I mean, being a skater boy, a professional skater boy, as much as I'm making fun of it by calling it skater boy,
yes,
it is a lot of hard work. I mean, there's so much practice that goes into that, and that practice is pretty high risk, because if you fall the wrong way, that could almost end your career, if not completely end it, right? So I'm sure he puts a lot of time and effort into that, and on top of whatever part-time jobs he needs to do to make ends meet. But to say, oh, my girlfriend didn't have time, she had a part-time job, is
so Kaito to say, like I said earlier, it's such a thing.
But let's go on to the next lost tape. This is week 39. Do you believe in fortune telling?
I was going to say in Life After Love, but
first of all, poll here.
Do you?
Okay.
Do you believe in like astrology, fortune telling, star sign kind of stuff? Like
there's too many crock of shit psychic things that I've run into, like stories. Sylvia Brown, like too many like mistakes she's made and shit. Am I getting that name right? Do people know who that is?
I don't know.
Yes,
famous
I know who
okay.
that is.
Anyways,
Yeah.
it just looked too stupid too many times for me to like really put credence into that. That being said, though, whenever I maybe this is just what everyone does, but whenever I read like horoscopes and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, that's exactly me. Oh my gosh, they're describing exactly. So I'm kind of torn with that whole thing.
As a rising solar eclipse, moonrise asteroid kin, Virgo. Asteroid kin, Virgo. Wow. I put little to no stock in astrology and fortune telling, if that made it any clearer.
Basically, anyone that's like, I'm going to tell your fortune, please swipe your credit card here. It's like, come on. Really?
Yeah, it's a bunch of fucking hokey pokey bullshit in my opinion, honestly.
Hokey pokey.
I don't want to come off as it's hokey pokey bullshit. I don't believe in it, but I would never fault anyone for believing in it, because you got to believe in something, right?
It's fun. It's just fun. If you just start treating it like good time, then I'm all about that.
If you can't believe in yourself, believe in the fortunes.
If someone's just looking to do it for fun or whatever, and like just maybe they need some affirmation or whatever the hell, I don't care. Like whatever reasons you have for doing it, that's fine. But if you're taking it 100% seriously, then it's just kind of stupid, because it's someone telling you stuff that you absolutely have a say in. Like, you know what I mean? It's all like, oh, you're going to have like 3 kids in the future and a husband. And it's like, well, that's quite frankly up to fucking you and your life choices.
Yeah.
like unless you just take that into serious belief, and then it just turns into a self-fulfilling prophecy. You know what I mean? That's just, it's completely on you. So I just think that's bull. And I mean, as far as like psychics and like, oh, I'm talking to your dead relative, it's just educated guessing.
Yeah.
That stuff, that evil, nefarious shit, I really don't like that. When people say I've got your grandpa right here or your grandma, like that's really predatory,
disgusting.
And that's why I really don't like it.
The ones
disgusting.
who are like, I'm channeling a family member, name starts with a B or C, maybe a D.
Yeah.
EFG. Yeah, it keeps going. It keeps going. Yeah, I don't think it's all scam though, but yeah, definitely. I think it just like awakens, like you make the connections for yourself. Like you could read your horoscope and it could say you are a person that usually feels like this. And it's like, oh my God, that's totally me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's been several videos where like they'll catch this psychic on a hidden camera and they'll be meeting with this person they met with like years ago. They're like, yeah, you told me that my son was like kidnapped and now he's dead. And then like the son will come up behind the psychic and be like, yeah, I'm right here, motherfucker. I'm alive.
Wait, that's like on YouTube? You can watch that right now?
Dude, it's fucking
gosh.
Yeah, like all this chick out on video.
Here's the thing, like, I mean, if like I said, if it's just for fun, then I'm all for that. But whenever money comes into it and people are preying on your vulnerabilities, that's where I take a big stand on that stuff.
Sure.
I don't think that the Karuizawa Mother is doing that, though. I think
I think we went a little too grim.
No,
we
yeah,
took this a little
we're
too
going down the
grim
rabbit
dark,
hole, yeah.
So
and
let's bring it back.
That being said, though, I do think that there certainly are people that really think they have these certain powers. They really believe that. Like, they would absolutely pass a lie detector test. Like, it's not a scam to them. It's real to them. So I definitely believe in that. And I also think that there are definitely, like, not to get too hippy-dippy again, but there probably are definitely, like, energies and dimensions and parts of the universe that science does not completely understand, and science would be the first to admit that they don't understand that stuff. So I think there's a lot more unknown shit than there is known shit.
Yeah, there's crazy stuff like infinity stones out there. No one really understands everything.
That's
White
real,
walkers,
right? That's real,
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers seen Interstellar? Anyway.
So let's bring it back to Terrace House. So this lost tape happens during week 39, like a long spell of autumn rain. In this episode, I believe it's the one that ends with Ayo and Risako having that really steamy gym date that's very suggestive. Kaito does his whole skateboarding gig at that big surf skaters event on the beach where Guy Sato shows up as well. So that's kind of your context for this episode.
Okay.
So we open this clip in a place called Angel House, where Yui goes to see the Karuizawa Mother, who apparently is a really famous fortune teller in the area, and Yui asks her for both career advice and love life advice. For career advice, the Karuizawa Mother tells her, go outside your box, maybe be a stewardess, leave the country, be a flower shop owner.
Oh, when she's like, you should be a stewardess, but you're too short.
What?
Short.
I didn't understand that.
Doesn't it help to be shorter because then you're more eye level with the people sitting down right next to you? Got into the height requirements. That's funny.
I don't know.
Weird.
But yeah, she throws out a bunch of these career things, but we're not here for her career. We're here for her love life advice, right?
Let's go.
So Yui first brings up this kid named Kaito. He's a skateboarder. And then she brings up Sota. And I love how she doesn't describe Sota first by any, like, defining feature, except for there's a guy who's turning 26.
Though that is for a practical reason, because the way that the psychic was putting together her divination is through like what year people were born in, like what their star sign is. But I feel like Yui describes people like that a lot. Like I feel like there was another instance where it's like someone was like the 26-year-old.
Yeah.
And then the 17-year-old and the whatever.
Right. So the fortune teller first goes deep into Sota. That sounds wrong.
You said it.
He's a Happaku Saturn. I don't know.
Oh yeah, she asked for all their birthdays and everything.
I barely understand rising and setting when it comes to like Virgo and Pisces and shit.
No,
so
no. I don't know anything about a cusp. I know there is a cusp. And
I don't know what a cusp is.
Okay.
But yeah, the fortune teller says Sota is a stubborn person who's devoted to his work. And it's like, for as much as I don't believe in fortune telling, that was pretty spot on.
That's right on.
Yeah. She got pretty good. And that's exactly what Yui said. Like, yeah, that's him exactly.
But then Yui's immediately like, yeah, but no, I'm not interested. Like, not him. Definitely not him. Nope.
Anyone.
And she was like empathetically like, oh, no, not him. Nope. You don't want to get with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She even said that he's the type of guy to get married early, right? Isn't that what she said?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, this next thing that Yui says is what made me think, why the fuck wasn't this clip in the show? Yui says that when she brings up Ayo, she says, if I were to go for anyone in the house right now, it'd probably be him. And keep in mind, this would have dropped in week 39, I think 2 or 3 episodes before we just get that curveball where Ayo is all of a sudden like, no, I really like Yui. It just that feels like it comes out of nowhere. Whereas I think this scene would have been a good setup for like, oh, maybe Yui's an Io, you know?
There definitely
Right,
were some kernels dropped there.
Right, exactly. It would have cut out a lot of the trouble that we had, before with the editing. We're just like, where the hell was any of the background for this?
Yeah. I mean, we were very vocal about being like, and also Yui and Io hang out. Like, this also gave us one of those instances of them all hanging out together.
Yeah. And essentially the fortune teller boils it down to your best bet is probably with Io. You guys are like perfect for each other, like it's in the stars, right? Whereas Kaito would be best as a friend, which, sure.
Did she say Io could be a businessman in the future, or was that somebody else?
Yeah, she said Io could be a businessman, which I could kind of see that.
Yeah, because and Daly even said like he looks pretty professional and adult in glasses too. So
Yes.
Cam, just get your fingers out your nose. We all good.
But that's the best part.
He's just like at a board meeting, just digging for gold, like
digging in.
What if What if he like invents like a world class like nose picker and then it becomes a billionaire entrepreneur and then just laughs?
Oh
at
my
us
god, that's
for teasing him.
This has all been research.
Yeah.
He just blackboard after blackboard. He's just like, I've been doing extensive research. His hair is a mess.
Yeah.
Fucking
This is
hasn't slept in
optimal
days.
booger picking time.
He's got like
point.
He's got like beakers and Tesla coils in the background.
But yeah, we cut now to the playroom with Yui, Risako, and Io. I think that's the scene Daly was alluding to earlier, where Yui kind of just relays all of this information to Io and Risako, and everyone laughs when Yui says, yeah, apparently Io and I are like perfect for each other.
Yeah, and I love how she just leaves that information for last, and then Io is just fucking losing it.
Yeah, well, she said to him, like, well, I'm going to save you for last. She even told him that, and then she goes, well, first we're going to talk about Sota. And yeah, it was pretty comical, actually, and it got a little, not uncomfortable is not the word, but it definitely, like, it got his gears turning in his head,
thinking,
I guess.
like, that was the very last, like, shot was like him like, huh.
Yeah.
Huh,
Yeah, and
you
he
have
was
the
literally-
wife star and I have the husband star.
And he was pushing on his nose, too, when that happened, too. I watched it a couple times.
I really do think this might have been the scene where Io, I mean, not falls in love, that's a strong way to put it, but I think this is the scene where Io in his head thought, maybe Yui is an option.
I feel like he already liked her then, and he was just waiting to see what she thought, maybe. I don't know. He seemed, because it was, remind me, I don't remember, like, where was this after did he already tell Risako he didn't like her? Or not yet?
No, this was
way before
this presumably happened before their gym date, before Risako and Io's gym date.
Got it. Okay. So he's really just like trying to lay low, and maybe he hasn't. Maybe this is the conversation where, like you said, Robert, where he's like, maybe Yui's an option.
Yeah.
Viable.
I feel like that would have given us great context in the main show, Terrace House.
Man, then you got too many good ideas here, Robert.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Karuizawa Mother didn't pay enough to be featured on the mainline show as part of like the tourism board.
Ouch.
That could be it.
Yeah.
She didn't see this coming.
But speaking of...
Hold on. Real quick question before we move away from Karuizawa Mother. Who else would you have liked to have seen visit her that lived in that house?
Sota. 1,000,000,000%.
I know.
Sota.
Wouldn't you?
Dude, he would have been sitting there the
more
whole time, be like, this is a bunch of fucking hooey. Like,
that would have been, I mean,
No, what
there's
if
so
he's
many
really
people.
into it? I could see him as either the type of person that is like, this is a bunch of hooey, or someone that's like, takes that word as gospel and is like, yeah, because of my star sign, I'm obnoxious, so I can't help it. I'm a Taurus or whatever.
yeah, something to justify his actions.
Yeah,
I was
maybe.
destined to divorce young.
I'm just like, man, I'm wishing that Maya went there, or Mayu, sorry. Like asking about Noah, I would have loved to have seen that kind of scene.
Oh
too.
my god!
Holy
She's just
shit!
like, shut the fuck down,
Please. Yeah, maybe she could have spared herself.
Same. But yeah, next scene that we're going to talk about, this happens during week 40, and this clip is called Crack. It's a pretty ominous name.
Cocaine.
Yep. Everyone is just snorting crack for the whole
I was thinking
scene.
crispy cream crack. Crack Krispy Kreme. Never mind.
What?
Explain.
I was
Is
thinking
that a
Snap,
nickname for
Crackle-
Krispy Kreme in your guys' neighborhood?
Yeah, Snack Crackle Pop.
Either Snap, Crackle, Pop. I mean, to be fair, if they were caught using cocaine, there's no way Terrace House would still be airing because Japan
No.
takes drugs.
Oh
very
my
seriously.
gosh. They would burn all the films, all the dailies.
Yeah.
They would wipe Terrace House off the face of the earth.
Wait, did
So-
you say you're gonna burn daily?
Please don't.
Yikes.
I'm scared.
Whoa, y'all, we're going into dark places.
I've been threatened.
Dark recesses.
Anyway, this clip happens during week 40, a man who can't be described in Japanese. In this episode, there is the Apple Music Festival where Yui and Kaito go see Shohei perform live. There's Kaito and Maya go on a trick museum date, and I'm just realizing Kaito went on 2 dates with 2 different girls in this episode. And then there was Sota dropping the I need to pick new glasses, Risako, and there is a spot open for you if you would like to come with me.
Oh, that was this episode?
That was this episode where he drops that first.
There
And
is
Risako
an opportunity to which you can help me pick out glasses.
And Risako cannot stop laughing, nor could
Right.
we.
Yes. The world was laughing at that man.
So this scene, I feel like I'm of two minds of it, because there's a part of me that thinks this could have added a lot more context to the episodes that we see after this. But it also feels like this little scene is inconsequential, because I feel like nothing gets resolved.
Right. It just shows, it's just like character building in a way of just showing how difficult it is for Yui and Maya to get along and to even have a simple one-on-one conversation and really suss things out. They really couldn't get it done. And it just showed me, and in a way, it kind of colored, from where I stood, it kind of colored Maya as kind of the meanie. And Yui was kind of the nice person trying to bring things up that were bothering her and trying to air things out so they could move on and be closer together. That's kind of the impression I got from it.
Yeah, I mean, this is like far from the first time this has been brought up as an issue, right? The communication issue between the other girls and Maya. And so this just kind of added to that whole issue. And like Robert said, nothing gets really resolved here. And I mean, this also adds to the whole, what's the word? Fucking animosity that happens during the sock incident.
Is it just me? I mean, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. It's so I think that it really leads me to believe that the way that they're talking about it, it almost sounds like, and I think I've said it before, that like Maya almost sounds bipolar by the way.
The way they describe it, I think
it.
we have brought that up, in the past, and it just seems like what is going on. She just seems like really difficult to deal with here. Like she just doesn't seem like she's even interested in really having resolution there.
Yeah, and I think this kind of showcases Yui's inability to say what's on her mind in some cases. I mean, she seemed bothered, but couldn't say she was bothered.
Right. For me, the way this scene kind of played out is, especially with the hindsight of what Yui later does and how she later handles conflict, like this was like her trying to place herself as like, hey, you've been mean to me, or like, I feel victimized by your mood swings. And she's trying to get like a confession or an apology, which like if she does have like hurt feelings over like that's definitely one thing. But it wasn't a conversation of like, are you okay lately? Like, I worry about you. Like, me and Risako have mentioned that like you seem to be all over the place. It felt more like I have been victimized by that and I am expecting an apology. And that's been her MO from then onward that we later learned.
It felt very finger in the chest sort of deal. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm a victim of your mood swing. It's not like, hey, is everything okay? I feel like you've been kind of like all over the place. Like, right. It's not like checking in. It's more like, hey, back off. You know what I'm saying?
Is it just me, or I just get the impression that Maya seems like one of those girls that has more kind of close guy friends than like close group of girlfriends, right?
Yeah,
she's mostly friends
totally.
with dudes mainly, and it seems like she has issues with girls, or at least the 2 girls that I've seen her live with on Terrace House.
Well, and it's kind of tough, right? Because we later do learn that Yui is the catalyst for a lot of the drama that explodes later on. So maybe that leads me to believe that there's a lot of stuff happening off camera behind the scenes.
For sure.
Maybe between Maya and Yui among other things.
Yeah, it just illustrated again how toxic that relationship is and how it's pretty much beyond repair. And that's pretty much probably why we didn't get the traditional huggy goodbye scene between everyone, because they were just all ready to get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah, everyone was just done with each other.
Yeah. I feel like Kaito's the only one who got out of the house unscathed. Emotionally.
Yeah, it's
Kaito-
like you can't get mad at Kaito.
No, I mean, Kaito's the one that's probably like, guys, hello? What? Nobody.
What is
Hugs?
happening?
No, wait,
Have a
nobody's
hug?
talking to each other.
Yeah, I mean, he got out fine. Yeah, scot-free. I mean, he had his kiss on the beach. He's going to the U.S. to train for the Olympics. Like, pretty bright future for that guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's good. He's set.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, I feel like this scene was pretty, it was long. It was good character building, like Jack said. But at the end of the day, maybe I'm comparing it too much to the sock incident, where I think the sock incident had so much juice, and this is just kind of like the dry appetizer before it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if anything, this is added context for the sock incident.
Yeah, I can just see
in
now
hindsight.
why this is on the cutting room floor. And this isn't like the other episode. Like, I'm not wishing, like, oh, I wish some of this was in the actual show. Now I'm like, okay, I'm glad this was cut. So I feel
Yeah.
about it. Because
You see it as-
this gets well treaded later on, this same territory.
I do see it as like part of the build up
Yeah.
because it's like one of those things where it's like something totally inconsequential, but it just becomes something that you constantly think about, that it just builds up into like, man, sometimes Maya is super friendly and sometimes she's not. And it's like, that's totally an unproblematic statement, but Yui made it into a problem.
Yeah, exactly. And that's Yui's tagline. Yui made it into a problem.
Yep. Like the hand holding incident, the sock incident. She made it. It wasn't a problem. It wasn't a thing.
She
Same.
made it a thing.
The next clip is during week 41. It's called Car Wash. This is a quick, simple one. Not really that big. But to put it into context, because I will forever and always love this episode, week 41 is called Embarrassing Rejections. And that's the episode where, if you might remember, Sota got rejected twice in one episode.
Yes, thank
in
goodness.
1 week.
I like this little clip because, and there really isn't much to take away from it. It's just a little bit of small talk.
Guys,
But-
I got beef with this video, but I'll let you go first, please.
Well,
oh my God.
all I will say, what I do like about it is Sota. It actually makes Sota seem like a human fucking being. Like there's life going on in that body of his.
Yeah.
I like seeing him and Yui interact because like there's no like tension of like dating there. It's just like he
Sure.
really opens up around her. I mean, that's how we first ever found out. Like later we learned that he's totally nonplussed about saying it, but that's how we first found out about the ex-wife and the kid, was him talking to Yui.
Right.
Yeah, I get a student teacher vibe from that.
Yes. Yes. I think that's how he feels toward her too, is like, I'm senpai. Let me
Explain
guide
that.
you.
Oh, so like he's the teacher, she's the student? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because he
Okay.
gives her a lot of job seeking advice too. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very much a mentorship role. But Jack,
But it's
you
not.
have beef.
Jack has A5 level Wagyu beef. over
Holy
here.
shit, I was triggered during this video, guys, and no one saw this. No one saw this. Who has ever owned a car? Crickets?
Yeah.
I've
Anyone?
owned a
Oh
car.
wait, I thought that was like
Holy-
who has ever owned a car.
Of you guys.
Yeah, I thought there was more to
I thought there was a
that.
comma there. I thought there was.
when
There's a
they
statement.
when they started washing the bottom of the car first and moving up, I was so pissed. I was screaming like,
Oh
"You
yeah, that didn't
fucking
make any fucking
idiot.
sense.
Yeah.
What
Bottom
are
of the
you
car
doing?
is obviously going to be the dirtiest part of the car.
Who does that? And then Soda's excuse for that too, when he's like, "Oh well, if you wash the top first, when you get to the tires, the mud tends to splash." Like, what the fuck kind of reasoning is
Nah,
that?
it's
Is
that's not
that
how
a
gravity
fucking
works, dude.
Broken translation. Like, oh, it's not going to splatter now if we do it first. No, dude. If you wash the, and I know everyone knows this. I know I'm already preaching to the choir, but if you wash the car, okay, the bottom first, you're going to be washing dirty dirt shit. Suds
Onto your
all over
car.
the clean car.
Right.
When you get to the top, you moron. I'm sorry. I
I-
was pissed watching
I
that.
mean, I'm one of the few but proud subscribers of the idea where you start in the middle and then work your way down and then up.
You do that.
Stop.
What? You're just fucking with me. I know. What the
Yeah.
hell? Okay.
I actually have never washed my car by hand.
No,
like,
I
fully.
usually don't either. I go through those like no touch machines.
Yeah, the
Like,
automatic car
that's
wash.
that's what you do. That's what you do.
Don't
in America.
touch
So,
me.
anyways, when they were doing that, I was just like, what? And then to kind of defend the man, now that I've torn into him, He was just having casual conversation with Yui there, and he said something that to me, as an American, seemed very normal, and he kind of got slapped on the wrist for that by Yui. He said, "So when are you going to ask out Io or Kaito to Yui?" And she said, that was a very arrogant question to ask. I'll ask them when I want to. And I was like, damn, snippy. And to me, that's just like a small talk, kind of maybe like a little elbow in the side, like, haha, you like them, right? Like, when are you going to ask them out? Like, to me, it just seemed like very small talky, very casual. And Yui bristled at that, right? Thoughts?
Yeah, go ahead, Dilly.
I took it as like that she was mad about it because it was like, oh, which one? Like, you could ask out either of them. You like either of them, right? And I think that was what she was bristling at. That's kind of what I construed it as.
So he was saying you like. So wait. He was saying you like both of them. You can have your pick. Which one are you gonna pick?
Yeah. Versus like, who do you like? Who would you want to ask out? Versus, are you going to ask out one or the other?
But doesn't Sota maybe know that what Yui doesn't know, and that both those guys kind of like her because they've discussed so much in the guys' room? Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, I took it as this is Yui, the virginal, sweet princess, innocent princess still, who she wouldn't dare ask a boy out because the boys ask her out.
Yeah, she's the one that writes the notes.
Yeah, she's the one who creates the questionnaire afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, I just thought it was to me, it just seemed like a very normal conversation they're having, and she was like, don't ask me that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, she was definitely kind of shovey about it.
Look, if there's anything I understand about Yui, it's nothing, because
seriously,
she's impossible to, I think, peg.
Good point.
Yeah, later on, we learned that she's a lot of face for the camera and a lot of behind the scenes drama.
Right. But let's bring us home to our last clip that we're talking about today. Assembly to make udon. Avengers assemble. We need to make some udon for our sick friend.
This was another Terrace as fuck, but it was a good one. I enjoyed watching it.
Super cute.
This also happens during week 41, but like the same as the last clip. So this is a Sota Maya episode, basically. A little
with a cameo by Risato.
Yeah, udon adventure.
Right. So they're talking about, like, they're just sitting in the kitchen talking about how, oh man, Risako is sick. So let's make her some udon. And then they go to the market and they also pick up like a quick microwave kind of meal just in case they fuck up the udon, because they're both joke constantly about how they're bad at cooking.
And Risako told them too, like, you know what, if you guys are just getting ingredients, if you want to just get one of the pre-made ones, go ahead and get one of those.
Please feel free.
No faith.
But yeah, they make it, and then look, I'm no pro cook, I'm no pro chef. I know a little bit to a bit about cooking, but damn, it hurt to watch them be like, do we start with the white side or the green side?
That was really funny. Dude, I was getting tense there because her knife was so dull. I was watching how she was chopping those onions. I was like, she's going to hurt herself. That's how you get in the ER when you're in the kitchen chopping stuff. Make sure you have a sharp knife. People think sharp knife is dangerous. No, it's actually so much safer to have a sharp knife than a dull one.
Yeah, quick knife tips from Tadaima. 1, always sharpen your knife. 2, a falling knife has no handle. 3, always hand wash your knife. Never throw them in dishwasher.
Oh, no? Why not? I do that all the time.
Because the extra heat and the banging it around, it just creates dents and fucks with the metal.
Damn it. Okay.
Oh.
Yep. Hand wash them all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still going to do it. I'm sorry. I'm still going to put them in the dishwasher.
2 people learned today.
Dude. I like watching them putter around the kitchen, especially with the like, even Maya said it's like, oh, something that you're not good at. Like, so what? It's nice to see him be human.
Yeah, he just like fully admits, like, yeah, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. But the what the hell was that thing that Maya was cutting off of? Like, it looked like a piece of wooden board with something on top. What was it? It was like, was it Naruto or something, or
fish cake?
It was. That was
cake?
And it was like glued to a board of wood, and that's how you buy it. That was weird.
It's like the packaging. It's bamboo. Yeah. It's fine.
It was crazy. It was weird looking. I was like, what planet am I on? I thought they were eating Star Wars food when I saw her cut it off that board.
What was it again?
Fish cake.
Fish cake.
Fish cake. Oh.
Okay. Because then when I saw it chopped up and in the udon, I was like, oh, I recognize that now.
It's like, you know how we have like hot dogs, and we consciously know that like hot dogs are just like a bunch of different meats, like pieces, parts put together.
What?
the same yeah.
That's what it is.
Revelation.
That's what fish cake?
Yeah, because it's not like a specific slice of fish.
It's a fish hot dog.
Yes. It's a fish dog.
I did
my
not
God.
want to make that statement, but sure, okay.
That's what you're saying, basically.
Chocolate starfish in the fish cake
fish hot-
flavored water.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There are some pretty choice lines though in this. That's like great. It almost feels like this was a comedy written and performed by actors.
It was so fun to watch.
One of my favorite ones is Sota saying something along the lines of, "If you use mirin in sake, then you'll look like a real chef." Like just using just the
Throw it in there.
the ingredients you use is like, wow, you're a real pro.
Fucking
That's so
clueless.
true though. Like it's like I'm gonna put some cardamom on here, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm
You
just
know, there's
saying.
stuff.
Some star anise in the rice, yeah.
I may have said that I'm not a pro chef, but I do use mirin and sake in my cooking, so maybe
You're
I lied.
pro.
I mean,
guess
hey,
so.
based on Soda's definition, it looks like you're rock solid there.
Hell, yeah.
I think Robert undersells his cooking personally, but
The man makes his own bread. He's got yeast
mean,
aging in a jar right now, I guarantee.
I don't, not anymore.
I
'cause
fucking
that shit's
listen.
difficult.
I eat his cooking like almost every day, and I think it's fine. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Look how married
opening,
you guys are.
I know,
opening
he's
a
wiped
restaurant.
up.
But
Colin's
listen,
got a good
I don't care.
situation there.
I'm fucking spoiled. All right.
Are you going to start doing his laundry for him
I mean,
to make up for it?
anything but the undies.
You're not saying no.
Anyway, Richiko walks into the room. I feel so bad for her. She looks so sick. It was so bad.
Sick.
She had like a cold pack on her forehead. I was like, that looks like a good idea.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, that looks rough. I'm so sorry. And she eats the udon. She's very nice about it, but it is bland.
Yeah,
says
she
that.
eventually breaks down and is like, yeah, it's bland.
I mean, how hard?
It's a bit
Listen,
bland.
how hard can the udon be when I feel like the hardest part is the noodles? It just comes in a bag. You just open it and throw it in the water.
You need
Yeah.
the mirin.
No,
Yeah.
well, I
Sake,
know the
you
hardest
need the
part is
flavor.
definitely the broth, dude.
Yeah, the broth is easily the hardest part because
Seasoning.
there's a concentrated broth that I don't remember the name of, but you use that and then you have to build it up with the right amount of like stock, water, correct
I'm
spices.
sure they did all that.
I don't know if they did. I did see them do the concentrated stock. I just don't know what they did after that. So who knows?
So Ritsuko walks in. She's got a fever, one of the worst fevers in years.
Yes, this is like bad. She gulps down the udon and then is like, "Cool, I'm gonna go get medicine in bed because this sucks."
Yeah. Man,
And-
I was kind of freaking out when she took off the mask, and I don't know, maybe I really don't think I'm a germaphobe, like just like, you know, wiping down doorknobs and everything like that. Like I'm okay with germs and stuff for the most part, but when someone I know is sick, I like don't even want to be in the same room as them. Is it
Well,
just me? Because they were just
You're not the only
eating
one.
out there and stuff. I was like,
I grew up with the germaphobe of a dad, so he's like, listen, you do not need to be around their sickness. Your friend's not coming over. I heard they were sick, or like you're not going over to their house because you're sick. Like you don't need to get anyone else sick.
Yep.
Yeah, lock you in the basement.
So
But
when
my
they were
dad
just,
was also the guy that was like, listen, how sick are you on a scale of like 1 to 10? I'm like, I don't know. I feels like shit. And he's like, you're still going to school.
Thanks, Dad.
You're gonna get
Infect
them
all the
sick.
children. Yes.
yeah, that's funny.
But
Yeah.
I don't really have much else to say about this clip. It's a very cute character moment. Not much else to it.
Yeah,
That's
I like the comment about like she's so cute even when she's sick. Like a 28-year-old is super cute, and she is.
Yeah, she's the cutest
guys,
28-year-old.
we're forgetting about like the really important part of this video, and that's when they sit down and eat, and then somehow, Soda's ex-wife gets brought up.
Again, once again.
So forgettable though.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
so
No,
forgettable.
there was other conversation here too, Robert. Like, let's not move on too fast here. So they were talking about how they can see how audiences that are watching Terrace House can think that Soda's a bit much for saying to Maya, "Oh, you want me to drive you then?" And so he doubled down on
You
that.
mean
And he repeated it. It's like, no, I just meant it like this. And they were like, see, he's doing it again. He's doing it again. And then he just started laughing. And then like, he's laughing about it. And I was just like, man, this guy can't win.
Yeah,
I mean,
that-
I just think Soda's one of those people who's he's wholeheartedly not afraid to be himself, no matter what other people think of him.
And that's odd in Japanese culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That's
So
the
he
thing.
stands out. I think if he was a foreigner, they'd be more forgiving, I think, of the way he is.
Yeah.
Probably. I could see that.
I-
Definitely.
Like scenes like this make me want to be more forgiving toward him too.
Me too, me
Like
too.
seeing him be like fallible and not like just on the way to work, on the way back, like very serious. Like, I have so much life experience because of my marriage and divorce and child. Like, that's the way we largely talk about him, is being, like, he's totally socially inept and weird.
And he has, like, what, 2 or 3 years on most of us on the show, so it's like...
Yeah.
And that's the thing, though, like this and the car washing scene, too, it humanized him more to me. If anything, it made him seem more like just a regular guy than a strange weirdo that he appeared to be on the show.
Exactly.
I feel like cutting out these scenes did gyp him a bit in terms of his stock as his personality, you know? And I do love, too, Risako tells him to his face, you have a lot of pride. And he bats it off by saying he's just pretending to be confident. But to me, the way he says it comes off as very arrogant. It's like, oh, really? I'm just pretending. It's like the most proud way to say, I'm just pretending to be confident.
That seems harsh. I don't know. It seemed heartfelt when he said that. It seemed like he was, in a moment of vulnerability, he was willing to be vulnerable there.
But also to bring up the fact that he brought up his ex, like Colin was saying earlier. Yes. It's funny how he said that he told his ex before he went on to Terrace House, hey, I'm going to be on Terrace House. Also, keep in mind, my Instagram's going to blow up, and there are haters on the internet, and the haters going to hate. So, good luck.
Yeah. Oof.
And I love how his ex returns with, yeah, but you're the kind of person who gets stronger the more people bash you, so.
Yeah, it's cool. So
I love that image.
I think it was kind of disappointing because if you read the title of this Another Terrace episode or clip or whatever you want to call it, it sounds like we were actually going to get screen time with his ex-wife, and she was going to give like a quote or something like that, or actually talk about seeing Sota on TV, but we don't at all. It's literally just them offhandedly talking about his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Like for like maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah, those titles are very clickbaity. We've established that.
For sure.
With the Shinsuke one last time, or 2 times ago.
Yeah.
Right.
But I guess all I can say is, Sota, if you understand us and you've been listening, you're welcome for making you stronger. Our many times of bashing you on this show,
oh my gosh,
I believe has made you a stronger person, and I'm happy with where you are, and I hope your rap career takes off.
I hope you get married
That's
again.
That's a future
and
episode, guys.
Have another kid. Oh yeah.
We just listened to that song on repeat.
Yeah.
But yeah, does anyone else have any thoughts about this clip?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, except the bowl that Richako was eating udon out of.
I liked it.
I liked it too. It was like a handcrafted, like a clay bowl kind of weird shape thing.
I thought it was a head for a second.
Okay.
It wasn't?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, I just thought it was an udon noodle bowl, cup. That's what I
just thought it was a bowl with a nice handle.
It was just weird how it was like had the uneven opening on it, and it was like I don't know. It was weird. It was kind of cool.
You grasp that bit and pull the bowl up to your face.
It looked expensive.
I use Buddha bowls too, and they have like slots for chopsticks and stuff. So
nice,
very fun.
Whoa, that's dope.
But with that, I say let's bring this episode of Tadaima home. If you would be so kind as to follow us on our socials, maybe tell a friend about Tadaima. We're gearing up into the hype that is Tokyo 2019-2020. That's a little far away, but we're in that weird mid-season, and we're having a lot of fun with what we've got on the table. The contest that we've been running for a while is wrapping up the day this episode publishes. So, last minute call if you want to get your reviews in, that would be mighty appreciated. But otherwise, the contest ends April 30th, end of day. And
midnight.
Midnight, yes. Yeah. And we will be announcing, midnight Pacific,
11:59 p.m. There you go.
Pacific.
Yes,
yep.
Pacific.
And we'll announce the winner of our $100 Amazon gift card sweepstakes next week in next week's episode.
Yep.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. If you've left a review, get excited, get hype. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, theories, anything you think we missed, any Sota theories you may have, I don't know.
Any better udon recipes, quite frankly.
True. We don't like bland udon here on Tadaima. Please email any and all of those things to us at questions@terracehousepodcast.com. You can catch us next Tuesday on another episode of Tadaima, where we're going to talk about our favorite boys and girls from the little known place known as Karuizawa. This has been Tadaima. Thanks for listening. Itakimasu! Email us at questions@terracehousepodcast.com and follow us on Instagram at TadaimaGram and on Twitter at TadaimaPod. Check us out on Facebook and YouTube at Tadaima, a Terrace House Podcast.